Alright, I am live and I think I'm good to go. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. My name is Brando Linick and we're going to talk about how to formulate a business plan in this little short conversation here. And there's a lot of different approaches you could take to this. There's the traditional route, okay, where you're planning out from where you are, where you want to be. This is usually what you do with typical traditional businesses. This is one of the most common ways to do it. I did this personally with a couple of businesses that I started where you're looking at supplies and equipment you're going to need, location and space, sizing of the space, how much it's going to cost for your rent or your lease agreement or your contract per month, per year, all right, or every 6 months with that. Employees, adding up the costs, it's going to cost you to hire part-time or full-time employees on a monthly or weekly basis, and then looking at your ongoing monthly expenses and weekly expenses with that. So that's the traditional way of it all. Honestly, if you just heard what came out of my mouth and it kind of puts you in a coma kind of listening to it, I would not suggest that you take the traditional approaches for someone who's looking at getting involved in business and you're new, all right? Even if you do have previous business experience, it's just not the most fun thing to do when it comes to planning out all that stuff, because it's not just the planning aspect. Then you got to plan out what you can afford, what you can afford. If you're going to get a loan for some things, which I wouldn't suggest that you ever get a loan for business, all right? It's not a good way to get started in business. Getting into massive debt, it could take you years to pay that off. And, I wouldn't suggest that you take that route. Best thing you could do, this is from my personal experience, is take the non-traditional route where you don't have to go through the planning of supplies, equipment, employees. It will save you so much blood, sweat, and tears if you don't take that way. And you can take this advice or you can leave it, but the best way to do that, to overcome that process and hurdle, is to connect with someone who's already building an income in business, all right? And you can do this generically, like it could be on the internet, off the internet, okay? Best thing you could do, though, hands down, is find someone who's already building a business and income model and copy them. And my story and experience with this goes back to September 2014 when I came across an individual who was making a multiple six-figure income business. And the cool part was they did not have supplies, they didn't have equipment, they didn't have an office space. They were making just 6 figures, and they're doing so on the internet, which is not the only way to go, but because they're using systems on the internet to do the heavy lifting for them where they didn't need that overhead, I began to model and copy them. It was from a business-to-business person perspective, and it was really attractive to me, building a business, being able to travel, pick up, go to another country, connect on the Wi-Fi, and be able to maintain and build their income. And because they started doing this, I modeled them. I actually connected with them on Facebook, and in less than 90 days after that point, I was able to not just quit my job, quit other just different businesses that I was running off to the side, but I was able to create a full-time income business working part-time. And I share that with you not to brag or boast, but I share that with you to share the principles behind those results, which is connect and find someone who's already getting results, model and copy them. It doesn't have to be like tremendous results, but find someone who's building a business and model and copy what it is that they're doing, all right? Because it wasn't until I did that I had a breakthrough. And if building a business on the internet makes sense to you from a business perspective, not talking about what you're passionate about, but from a businessman, all right, to a businesswoman, or if you're a man watching this, a businessman, all right, having a good conversation here, from a perspective of creating wealth for yourself and building an income of an extra $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 for yourself, for your family per month, best thing you could do is learn to create a leveraged business model where you don't have supplies, equipment, employees, because you got to manage and maintain that, which means you got to put your time into that. And when you put more time into that, that means less time to do the things that you want to do. So from a business perspective, if this did make sense to you and you'd like to learn how to build a business online from home, you can always connect with me on my site after. It's 123marketingtips.com. The link will be in the description below. And I appreciate you for coming by. It's been fun, and I will see you on the beach of the world. Take care.